Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers the jurisdiction of police officers, license plate checks, and signing citations, and is brought to us by Fire and Police Videos' channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, News Voice. Since the dawn of the 24-hour news cycle, the news media landscape has slowly shifted away from the principles of objectivity and operating in the better interest of the public. As a result, much of today's media is shrouded in political narratives, and it is increasingly more difficult to find news that is reliable. The News Voice app is a revolutionary new take on digital media and offers its users a fresh perspective on media consumption. News Voice works by aggregating major news sites, as well as international and independent media, and compiling stories with multiple sources into one easy-to-use platform. Each source is tagged with their bias and origin so that you can decide for yourself which version of the story is the most informative. News Voice also allows you to create a personalized newsfeed and upvote the stories that you find interesting. The News Voice app is available on both iOS and Android and is completely free. You can support ATA by downloading News Voice using the link in the description and take back control of the news. Thanks again to News Voice for sponsoring this episode. On September 9th, 2019, Phoenix City Councilman Carlos Garcia was on his way to a meeting when he was stopped by two officers of the University of Arizona Police Department.
Hey, good morning, sir. My name is Officer Armento of the AC Police Department. The reason why I pulled you over today is because your plates say they're suspended. So real quick,
what jurisdiction do you have?
What's that?
What jurisdiction do you have?
Well, I'm a police officer, sir. Do you mind rolling down the passenger side window for my partner?
Yes.
Yes, you do mind?
Yes.
Okay. Why? Okay, well, it's just for my safety and his, sir. Well, do you mind showing me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance?
Why are you pulling me over?
Because your license plates are suspended, sir. Do you have any weapons in the vehicle I should know about?
What's your name?
My name's Officer Armento, sir. Badge number 567. I'm with the AC Police Department, okay?
I don't understand what jurisdiction you have on so much.
Okay, I'm a police officer through the state of Arizona, sir. I'm Arizona's post-certified, okay? Which means I have jurisdiction, in the state of Arizona.
The jurisdictional authority of police officers varies drastically from location to location. An officer's jurisdiction is highly dependent on the agency they are employed by. For example, police officers employed by a metropolitan department typically can only make arrests or issue citations within that city's limits. But officers who are employed by the state, such as state troopers or highway patrolmen, may enforce the laws in any part of their state. Federal agencies, such as the FBI, can make arrests anywhere in the country that a federal violation has occurred. There are certain instances where police officers are allowed to make arrests outside of their jurisdiction, such as being in hot pursuit of a suspect or by having the permission of the location's law enforcement agency. Unlike many states, all police officers in Arizona are essentially granted statewide jurisdiction upon completion of the Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board certification process. This uniform jurisdiction is verified by Arizona Revised Statute 13-3871, which states that the authority of a peace officer may extend to any place within the state where the officer has the prior consent of the chief of police, marshal, sheriff, or other department or agency head with peace officer jurisdiction, or under any of the circumstances set forth in Section 13-3883, which is the statute that authorizes officers to make an arrest with probable cause or a detention with reasonable suspicion. Officers of the University of Arizona Police Department are post-certified officers and have the legal authority to enforce the law anywhere in the state, and these officers are well within their authority to stop Mr. Garcia for having a suspended license plate.
Okay, so like I said, the reason why I pulled you over is because your license plate did return suspended, okay?
What do you mean, like it doesn't have...
Well, it could be a number of different things, sir. That's something that, myself and you have to figure out, okay? Your license plate on the vehicle, yes. So primarily it's suspended due to lack of financial responsibility, so insurance. So did you change insurance companies or something and did not report it to the MVD?
It's my car. It's my dad's car.
It's your dad's car?
Yes.
Okay, well, like I said, that's primarily the responsibility.
Why are you running my plate?
Well, sir, we have jurisdiction, like I said, in this area.
It's outside of ASU.
I understand, sir, and this is still within our jurisdiction, okay? Like I said, I have jurisdiction in the state of Arizona. I am an Arizona certified police officer, okay? And so right now I'm asking you for license, registration, and proof of insurance, please.
I don't believe you have jurisdiction.
Okay, I'm not here to sit and argue with you, sir, what you do and don't believe. I'm telling you exactly the facts, and I need your license, registration, and proof of insurance.
Mr. Garcia eventually gives the officers the documentation they requested, and the officers return to their vehicle to investigate whether the license plate is suspended. After calling Mr. Garcia's insurance company, the officers confirmed that his insurance was canceled and the license plate was in fact suspended.
Okay, sir, real quick, I got a couple things for you, Ben, okay? Can I get a good social real quick for identifiable purposes? No worries. All right, so this is what I have for you here, sir, okay? So I have your citation. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and explain why you do that. So right here, I have a citation for you, okay? This is for the display of the MI suspended plates, and this is for no mandatory insurance, okay?
I have insurance.
So for whatever reason, I don't know the whereabouts of that, but your insurance policy was canceled in August of this year. So I don't know who or why they did that, but it was canceled as of August of this year.
September of, it says here, paid for through September 11th, which is tomorrow.
Okay,
So
well,
the
I'm not here.
expiration date is there.
I'm not here to argue with you, sir. I called the insurance company and they confirmed that it was canceled, okay? So I'm not here to argue with you on that. I verified it through the insurance company as well. So I don't, I do apologize what your paperwork says, but I confirmed it with the insurance company, okay? That your policy was canceled as of August of this year. So what you have to do to get this fixed, sir, is my partner is going to take the license plate off of your vehicle, okay? But an easy way to get this fixed is you can go to the MVD, show them proof of insurance, and you'd be able to get that plate back, okay? And that is how you or your father would go about doing this, okay?
And what I need explanation is what you were doing parked at the Bank of America running plates at Circle K.
Contrary to popular belief, members of law enforcement do not need probable cause or reasonable suspicion to run a check on a license plate. Although the Supreme Court has not directly addressed the relationship between license plate checks and the Fourth Amendment search and seizure clause, many lower courts have ruled that checking license plates is not a violation of the Fourth Amendment. For example, in the 2006 Sixth Circuit Court case of Ellison versus United States, the court held that, quote, "It is unreasonable to have an expectation of privacy in an object required by law to be located in a place ordinarily in plain view from the exterior of the automobile." And that, quote, "No argument can be made that a motorist seeks to keep the information on his license plate private. The very purpose of a license plate number, like that of a vehicle identification number, is to provide identifying information to law enforcement officials and others." The court drew its conclusion from the 1967 Supreme Court case of Katz versus United States and the 1968 Supreme Court case of Harris versus United States. In the Katz case, the court held that, quote, "What a person knowingly exposes to the public is not a subject of Fourth Amendment protection." And the Harris case affirmed that, quote, "Objects falling in the plain view of an officer who has a right to be in the position to have that view are subject to seizure." Many other courts have ruled on the legality of license plate checks and reached the same conclusion. The University of Arizona officers were within their authority to randomly check the license plate of Mr. Garcia and use the information they retrieved as justification for a stop.
All right, sir, we passed this already, okay? We passed this. I've explained to you. I've explained to you my jurisdiction in the state of Arizona, okay? We've passed that already. We are now here, and I'm explaining to you how to resolve this issue, okay? So this is the issue that we are presented with here today, okay? And the only thing I need from you is the signature right here. It's not an admission of guilt, but it's explaining a promise to appear in court, okay? You can also verify, I believe, over the phone and give them an explanation, and they might be able to help you out that way, okay? The address is right here, and it's going to be the Downtown Justice Court, okay? Do you understand that?
I'm not going to sign it.
All right, give me 1 second.
As the officer mentioned, signing a citation is not an admission of guilt, and your signature only signifies that you have been served with a notice to appear in court. A traffic stop is an arrest, according to the Fourth Amendment, and a citation is a means by which an officer can avoid taking a citizen into custody to await a court date. If a citizen refuses to sign a citation, they are effectively relinquishing the option to appear before a magistrate at a later date, and may be taken into custody until a magistrate becomes available. The enforceability of refusing to sign a citation varies from state to state. Some states do not require citizens to sign traffic citations at all, and other states, such as Georgia, have outlawed refusing to sign certain citations. The state of Arizona does permit officers to arrest citizens who refuse to sign citations, and Mr. Garcia's refusal to sign could have resulted in his arrest, but the officers exercised their discretion and allowed him to go free without signing.
All right, real quick, sir. So this is going to be your copy right here. So like I said, you do have to either go down to the Justice Court or give them a phone call, okay? You are going to have to go to the MVD to resolve this issue regarding the plate, okay? This is your information right here. Other than that, that's all I have for you. My supervisor is Sergeant Fruitman. He's with ASUPD as well.
Who's the chief, or how does the ASU department run?
Well, if you'd like, you're more than welcome to call our ASU phone number, sir, and you can talk with them.
Chief Thompson.
Chief Thompson.
Tempe.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And you
based out of Tempe?
That's the main department.
Okay, so that's where your main boss is.
No, our main boss is through Arizona State University, so that's who we're employed with. However, like I explained earlier, we are certified police officers through the state of Arizona. Okay? If you have any further questions, you're more than welcome to call the ASU Police Department, and they'd be happy to answer anything you have, okay? All right, sir, I have nothing else for you, okay? All right,
What
sir.
are your concerns besides your plate being suspended?
My concern is that you're out of jurisdiction.
No, we're not out of
This
jurisdiction.
is downtown Phoenix.
Yes.
You're out of
Our
jurisdiction.
campus is right there. We have
Yes,
statewide.
but you were
We have
outside.
statewide jurisdiction, sir,
You can do whatever you want any place in Phoenix.
in the state of Arizona.
Sir, I've already
Anything
explained
you
this to
want.
you.
That is correct. We enforce the law
Everywhere and anywhere.
where we're at.
Anywhere in the state of Arizona, sir, okay? That's
Yes.
what I tried explaining earlier.
I just need to look into the MOU and figure out how to get you guys out of here. That's
Get us
gonna
out
be
of
my-
here.
Yeah, get you out of here.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
Good luck. You want to see who I am?
Mr. Garcia was allowed to go free, and the officers left the scene without further incident. Following the encounter, Mr. Garcia told azfamily.com that his insurance company had made a mistake, and he was able to correct the citation with the judge. He also said that he met with the University of Arizona police chief to voice his concerns. Mr. Garcia went on to say that he hopes that his behavior would be emulated by members of his community, and that questioning and recording officers should be normalized. The University of Arizona Police Department issued a statement standing by the officer's conduct and describing it as a routine practice. Mr. Garcia went on to propose legislation to the Phoenix City Council that would create a civilian review board of police conduct the following February, which passed in a 5-4 vote. Mr. Garcia continues to serve the citizens of Phoenix as the District 8 councilman. Overall, the University of Arizona officers get an A+ for remaining cordial and polite throughout the interaction, maintaining a high degree of professionalism despite Mr. Garcia's questionable comments, and exercising measured discretion by allowing Mr. Garcia to go free after refusing to sign the citation. The University of Arizona officers tamed their ego and carried out their duties without becoming emotionally involved with the interaction, and made a legitimate effort to justify their actions to Mr. Garcia. The officers were under no legal obligation to explain their jurisdiction to Mr. Garcia, but chose to take the time to quell Mr. Garcia's suspicions in an effort to de-escalate the encounter. This interaction played out in the best interest for everyone involved, and I commend the University of Arizona officers for their calm demeanor and restrained exercise of authority. Mr. Garcia gets a C+ for refusing to sign a valid traffic citation, maintaining a hostile and confrontational attitude throughout the interaction, and attempting to use his title of city councilman to threaten the officers. Using the title of councilman to endanger the job security of the officers is no different than an officer using their authority to commit acts of misconduct. Mr. Garcia was stopped under suspicion of a legitimate traffic violation, and the officers went out of their way to ensure that their actions were lawful. There is absolutely nothing to be gained by refusing to sign a traffic citation, and Mr. Garcia's disdain for law enforcement as a whole clouded his judgment. It is important to bear in mind that although members of law enforcement have a bad reputation as a whole, that does not override the rule of law, and there are millions of legitimate traffic stops occurring every day. All that said, Mr. Garcia's efforts to establish a civilian oversight board are admirable, and for a city that spends nearly $2 million per day on law enforcement, it's necessary. I commend Mr. Garcia for leading the way to police accountability in his community, but his conduct in this particular interaction was uncalled for. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more police interaction content.